Jora Jori Chale.
चलने के खेत में.
Okay.
Okay.
Why this song?
Okay, our next question, guys. Which 2019-2020 series confused viewers by combining contemporary 2000s settings and vintage 80s or 90s aesthetics? I'll give you a big hint. I love this show. I love this show. It had a second season out this year. And I'm so happy that they had a second season out. Also, I'll give you another clue, and my clue is that one of my favorite characters of all time is called Maeve.
You have given away the answer only. Like this is
Might as well, no?
no, true.
If they don't know, they don't know at all.
Love. Fabulous show.
So it's true about this show. It's true about the question, because I think a lot of people, I don't know, I never had this.
I'm unmuting Chetan.
Hi, Chetan. Tell us the answer.
Hi everyone. This is Sex Education.
Absolutely. Chetan, did you love the show as much as we did?
Yes, I do.
And did you have a crush on Maeve?
Always.
Oh,
But yeah,
talk to me about the idea that it was confusing about the era. Did you ever feel that way as well?
not entirely. As in, I did see spots of it where it was a little confusing, but I felt that was the kind of theme they were going with in the show as well, right? They were trying to go a little retro. They kind of do a little crazy stuff in that show. So I felt it was in sync with the kind of theme they're trying to build.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Chetan, for answering. Dr. Lutchuke, I think this is a part of your expert education.
Yes.
Our show is called Sex Education. So
Yes.
why were you not part of this cast is my question.
Beta, that way I am very much humble, down to earth, and I do not like to put the spotlight on top of myself. Which is why when they came to me, of course they came to me first instead of that. What is that? Margot Robbie ki party mein tumhe dekha hoga, that lady. So she came. They have said me, doctor, why don't you do like this? And I said, beta, no, I would like to stay to my roots. And explain to the Indians about the sexual education, because it is far more entertaining. Just how much we Indians and how little we Indians know about the sexual. I said, yes, I will stay over here only for my own entertainment.
I really think that if there is an Indian version of Sex Education made, no points for guessing that Dr. Lutchuke would actually be playing Gillian Anderson. So I'm going to send this manifestation into the universe so that it happens. Shreemi, tell me about, did you actually love this show? Did you watch it?
I absolutely loved it. It was one of the shows which I finished like within days, and I started watching when season 2 came out, so I watched both the seasons together. And Maeve was literally what I wanted to be in life when I was a college student. This was the most relatable thing I have seen. I wrote it on the chat also, that 10 things I hate about you walk so that Sex Education could run, because even that movie had Kat, the main protagonist, who is this psycho, amazing, brilliant, smart girl who has a smart mouth, who's not apologetic about whatever she is. She doesn't try to fit in. And Maeve was just that. So it was so good to watch it. And most importantly, the bus scene from this show, which again, women resonate with so much and they cry all the time.
Oh my God, yes. Talk to us about that.
Man, and you have that entire episode. They showed so much what we go through of any gender goes through when something like that happens, and they showed it so beautifully that I'll see a screenshot of that scene and I'll cry. It's that effective. That is how good that show is.
How brilliant. But let's talk about the question now, which is, yes, when the show released, I think fans all over, including on Twitter and wherever that they were talking about the show, were talking about how it was so confusing to know what this era was. Like sometimes there were 80s references. It looks like an 80s or a 90s set or universe, but it's very contemporary adult characters set in the 2000s, right? So when they asked the makers of the show about this, they said, we absolutely love the teen genre, particularly the John Hughes films of the 80s. So we really wanted to make the show to have this feeling, or the sets or the backdrop was an homage to this nostalgic background. But we're talking contemporary modern themes and storylines for characters, which is why the sort of bus scene is interspersed with this sort of nostalgia of the 80s. So I think it was very deliberate, in case you were wondering, and I think it's pretty fantastic. So, and yes, How pretty is Gillian Anderson? Like, oh my God.
Oh
Like,
my
how
God. She's the love of my life.
बहुत
Do,
देर है.
do you know who she's dating currently? Again, because I'm stalking all these people. It's someone that we have sort of mentioned earlier in the show today. Does the audience know
Radhika
perhaps?
Apte.
That is only in my head.
Me. She's dating me. But no, say, come on, what? Suhan, you have great gossip, yeah? Tell.
I know. Thanks. No, she's dating the creator of the show The Crown, who is Peter Morgan. Yeah.
Oh,
He
they
also
must
wrote
have-
Frost Nixon and stuff. Yeah.
They must have met on The Crown only
Yeah.
then. She was in The Crown.
Jora Jori Chale.
चने के खेत में. Okay.
Write this song. For what we actually-
I love that scene. Anmol says the scene where the mothers go dancing is such a nice scene.
It
Absolutely.
is. It's such a sweet scene. But great, yeah, Jillian. I'm happy for her.
Jillian. Okay, moving on. Let's go.
Okay. Interesting question, Rohini.
So, I'll take over.
Yes. Okay. So these are few stills from a TV show. The first episode is named Red Moon. Clue there. What alternate history does the plot of this show focus on? Just tell us what alternate history. So here's another still from the same show. Look very carefully at the images. Shout out to Hari for the amazing PPT. Yeah. So the first episode is named Red Moon, which is the clue. Shreemi is saying I'm giving a competition on the gossip front. Bring it on, Shreemi.
Yeah, I'm slightly worried, but it's okay. We'll figure this out.
No, you're still the champ. I aspire to be at your level, of course.
Yeah, is this I don't remember the name of the show, but this is a reality where Soviets have also landed on the moon and the space race is still going on between like the Cold War space race.
We'll give it to you. It's almost what you said, but it's basically the USSR reaching the moon ahead of the USA. Hence the title Red Moon. Good answer there. Very, very nice answer. A lot of you all got it correct. Many of you all mentioned the NASA faking the moon landings. That is a separate quiz altogether, I think. But yeah, more on the conspiracy theory side. But yes.
Stanley Kubrick, no, apparently. The
Yeah.
landing. There's this whole genre. Oh God, we should do one quiz on conspiracy theory.
Yeah. The COVID 5G thing for sure. Yeah, Srivatsan actually is referencing the fact that, so Srivatsan Raghavan says Buzz Aldrin will personally punch everyone in that other quiz. He's referencing the fact that Buzz Aldrin literally punched a dude who said the moon landing was fake. Like imagine this old frail guy coming and punching you in the face for spewing bullshit. I think we can use someone like that on Indian Twitter for sure.
We should harness the power of old frail men. Really, they're a very good weapon.
I mean, that describes a government, I think, Dr. Lutchuke. So be careful with what you wish for.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah. Oh, Yeldo says even the movie Shining refers to the moon landing. Abratej Asti has an interesting fact. He says Russian cosmonauts' gear included a hunting knife. And yes, just to also clarify, Russians called it cosmonaut, whereas the US folks called it astronaut. Everyone needs their own terms, I guess. And yeah, I wonder why they'd have a hunting knife on the moon. Too much sci-fi again. Has anyone seen the show, Shreemi, Doctor? The show is called For All Mankind. It's on Apple TV Plus, so obviously no one has seen it because it's on Apple TV Plus. Actually, there are quite a few other shows with alternate history. Man in the High Castle, for example, imagines what if the Nazis won World War II. So this is how they imagined Lower Manhattan to look. I think fairly cool. Shreemi, Doctor, can you think of any alternate histories in India?
So like there is one alternate history in India where we voted for a very stupid person in the 2016 election. And yes, he was stupid, but decent intentions. And then we stopped calling him stupid. And then actually things didn't go that badly. And today, as we make the first run towards fascism or whatever, that would have not happened. But it is just a cute story on the side. It is not anything of anything.
Nice.
Well, Doctor, in few weeks' time, India will be turning a superpower. Remember 2020 and all. We have like few weeks, so,
Yes, but 5 trillion disillusioned minds, means that was our economy, which we wanted to reach. So I love that Nirmala Sitharaman. She reminds me of that teacher in 8th standard who, when we got to the reproduction chapter, she said, no, beta, you don't need it. Because I'm like, just because you never needed it does not mean I need it. But anyway. So, yes.
Honestly, for me, I would like that 1984 and Handmaid's Tale, remains fiction. But seeing how things are going, it might just happen. So prepping myself for a dystopian future is what I like to do on a regular basis. Great.
At
Good.
least we'll see it in 3D though. So there's that.
No, wow, great. Love being a handmaid. I've been read all the time.
Okay. Both popular entertainers in the 60s and the 70s, that's Joan Rivers and Tori Fields, appeared in The Tonight Show and The Ed Sullivan Show. Which Emmy-winning show did they inspire? So this should be pretty easy. There's fun facts and there's sad facts, okay? So the sad fact is that show that we're talking about is going to be remade by Netflix into an Indian version of that show. And the name of that show is called Bhag Beanie Bhag.
Yes.
So I don't want to give any more comments about that. Let me be very particular. So yeah, let's get the answer in first.
Hey, I'm not from the roadies.
Now I don't want to talk.
Is it The Marvelous Mrs Maisel?
It is! Have you watched the show? Do you like the show, Rajiv? Tell us a little bit more about this show from you.
No, I have not watched it. My wife watches it and she says it's a great show. She typed out the answer.
How appropriate, I wouldn't say sexist, but how appropriately appropriate. I hope you can watch the show too. Dr. Lutchuke, what is it that you want to tell people about Marvelous Mrs Maisel? Because you are also a Mrs. and you are also marvelous.
The bio is so nice. You are I am full-fledged. So, but you know what I love about all the TV shows and all the movies that represent the stand-up comedy. See, पहिला तो in India, stand-up comedians are not very popular. Most of them are chowdus anyway, right? And so then on top of that, when they show them in the TV show, when they show them in the movie, they always show them very happy. They always show as if means they are getting laid a lot. Means their lives and parents are not disgusted and fed up of them. That half comedian is not drinking themselves to sleep under the table at every Zoom show. They remove those parts, which I believe are the truly interesting parts of a stand-up comedian's life. So that is one fact I have known about the shows and things that depict the stand-up comedians and actually how comedians are.
Thank you so much, Doctor. As I said, you are marvelous and you're Mrs. So I'm going to take this to Shreemi. Shreemi, how are your personal feelings about the fact that this show... Okay, first tell me whether you like this show, the original Marvelous Mrs Maisel. What do you love about it? And then you can talk to me about your feelings being hurt when you watch the trailer of Bhag Beanie Bhag.
Amazing. So I really enjoyed Mrs. Maisel, especially season 1. I thought it was fantastic. And I also really like that of course it's a fictional show, but they have Lenny Bruce, who was actually a stand-up comic at that time, very controversial in his own way, used to break the law all the time. And they have that character, guy playing that character. So it's a nice mix of like fiction, but like having real life people also in it to show how authentic the show is and of the era. And of course, we're feminists. We like female-oriented show written by women, made by women, acted by women. So it is really nice. I think Mrs. Maisel was one of my favorite Amazon Prime shows till Fleabag came and changed the game for me. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the later seasons that are going to come out. Bhag Beanie Bhag was a fucking disappointment. I can't believe that they have I want to know what the thinking is, right? Because if you have an OTT platform, you have an audience for the OTT platform. India is very segregated when it comes to, movie theater audience or single screen audience, the OTT audience. Now your OTT audience is already watching Mrs. Maisel. Why the fuck will they watch a Bhag Beanie Bhag with, inferior actors and generally inferior like everything? So I'm just not understanding the point of it. Like you want to make some, a South Korean show, you remake it for Indian this thing. I still get it. But Mrs. Maisel is already popular. It's already pan. It's everywhere. It's got Emmy awards, and you're remaking that. Like, what is wrong with you? It's like remaking Friends. Remember, they remade Friends also in the 90s. Hello, Friends.
Yeah. If you guys haven't watched it, please. It's got the cast of the MTV DJs, and it is it's so bad that it's so good. So please watch it.
The point of these things only. But anyway, my rant is over.
Frankly, Beta, I believe that we must keep making TV shows about the stand-up comedians. because that is almost an easy money for actual stand-up comedians when they promote the show. When they are paid to promote the show. Okay, hey guys, go watch this false representation of my profession. I will take the money. Thank you. It is very nice. So that is means stand-up comedy otherwise doesn't give money, no. So that is why this is one money-making scheme. I say, God bless.
Then I like this angle. As long as comedians are getting paid, I'm cool with it.
Okay, thank you so much, both of you, and thank you so much everybody who answered.
Going from Rajiv, Raghu, and Nikhil Chinappa, who was in Hello Friends, we have appropriately the greatest television show of all time to represent the last question. It's not about roadies, though.
Okay, thank you, Aarti, for saying this was the best panel ever. Thank you. What resulted? Oh, this is a fun question. I think everybody should use a little, it's a bit of an obvious question as well. So please answer. What resulted when the National Association of the Deaf filed a lawsuit against Netflix in 2010? I wish and I hope that the lawsuit was for insensitivity and not for just getting this changed. I love it. I love it. And the answer is?
Was it about the subtitles? Netflix didn't have subtitles before 2010.
Absolutely right. Mubarak ho, bilkul sahi.
Thank you.
And Hari's slide which said Netflix began adding subtitles. Got to thank them nads. If you get it, guys. And if you don't get it, you're like me. And then he had to explain the joke to me. And I think Hari and I are friends now. So that's great. But yes, Dr. Lutchuke, I think before going, you must talk about the whole idea that how can Netflix not do this only for people who are deaf? I don't think it's so much about people who are deaf. I think I know many Indians who cannot watch shows without subtitles. What sort of impairment is that, do you think?
So, beta, on the part of Netflix, I would say it is not deafness, it is dumbness. Means how dumb you have to be to not think about something as a basic as this. And manji kai, they waited for them to go to court vote and all. Kabhai, when they spoke to you, you should have done go to court. Sara matlab court kacheri ka round they did. Only then they changed. Matlab that is a very much that is a disability on the part of the Netflix. I believe.
I think that's fantastic. Fantastic. Shreemi, are you someone who watches shows with subtitles? Like even though it's Hindi or English and you know what they're saying.
Rohini, honestly, I wouldn't have any followers or something on Twitter if I didn't have subtitles, because that is all I do. I take a screenshot of what is happening with the subtitle and crack a fucking joke with it. That is literally the only thing I know. That is the only comedy I can do in life. But so forget anything else. I have to watch it because I need to see what they are saying so that I can make a fucking joke on it. So that is.
Yatin, I believe you have a fun fact, buddy.
In many shows, if a song is playing in a car or somewhere, in the background, they give the song title, which song is being played in the subtitles, which is very cool.
Yes, absolutely. I don't know. I have a very mean joke. I shouldn't say it. No, it's going to no. Okay. ये तो उन लोगों के लिए जो सुन नहीं सकते, लेकिन what about those जो देख नहीं सकते is my question, and that's where closed captioning comes in, right? So it was not being mean. It's just my brain, like being empathetic towards other disabilities. That's one. And then my other question was in my brain. My other brain turned around and answered this question saying, "But अगर देख नहीं सकता तो देखना क्यों है?" So that was a very mean thing. So
there is something common between you and Supreme Court today, huh, Rohini? Because even they said if you don't like, don't see, na. So you are an authority in our country, guy.
Can't see, don't see.
Can't see, don't see more. Oh, terrible.
I have a fact related to subtitles and the trailer of Bagini Bag. If you see the trailer, there's a part where Varun Thakur, who is the fiance of the lead, forgot her name.
Yes.
Swara Bhaskar.
Yes, that's
Swara Bhaskar's fiance in the series, and he says to her that, okay, if you want to become next Seinfeld or something, go ahead. He says, and in the subtitles, instead of Seinfeld, they show Science Idol. Science Idol is on the subtitles. So they are also not serious about it.
What's the deal with these subtitles? Sorry, that was my impression.
That's too funny. No, as Dr. Lutchuke said, it's not about deafness, it is about dumbness. I think that's the
But
quote of the day.
in also on Amazon Prime, I was watching Ae Dil Hai Mushkil for some reason. I don't know why. I like to do this to myself. I hate that movie. But in that, there is one in the background. There is a which is playing, but in the subtitles, they wrote like some other song by Pink Floyd. So I don't. Is this on purpose or they fucking like they don't care only? They're like, whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't get it because they're very separate songs. पर दोनों के subtitle अलग है, गाना अलग है. I like it.